Okay. Hi, Internet. Welcome to Evrand number 76. We haven't, this is the longest campaign by a long shot here on this channel right now. Um, by like 20 plus episodes at this point.
Yeah, we're pretty great.
Wow.
So,
Years.
yeah, before we get started, a couple things. One, we are sponsored by Hero Forge. Look, I still have the mini over here. Ba-bow. Look at this cool color mini. You guys can't get this yet, but soon, I believe in May was the original plan for Kickstarter backers to get to start getting the color version. Although, I know there's been some slowdowns, I think, with the premium plastic and their steel minis due to coronavirus. You can't, they're like their manufacturers who provide those are not available, so be sure to keep an eye on their social media before you go and order something. Also, for today's Treasure Tuesday, they released some like Spartan themed things, so there's like Spartan kind of shields and swords and spears and stuff. So if you've ever desired to make a gladiator type mini, now's your chance. So that being said, let's talk about what happened last time on this stream. So the party, the Veilguard, found themselves at the base of a sort of outside structure where the corrupted Celesta, fallen priestess of Selene, had drank from this bestial cup of Malar, and in doing so, became like a black teeth and all gross and vulnerability to silver and also pack tactics. That's some mechanical stuff. But most importantly, she turned Twilight Sparkle, the guardian flying unicorn of the forest, to evil. And the party had a pretty rough fight. I mean, it got close.
It got hairy.
I almost went down a bunch.
Yeah. And more importantly, most important thing, Phoenix Spark, Celine. Do not forget about the thing you have when you go to 0. You cannot go to 0.
I know it's a reaction.
But we just got to remember to do it.
Though, right?
Yes, it is a reaction.
But I'm like, if I already use my reaction that turned to like counterspell, then I can't do it.
Correct.
Right?
Which also, in theory, makes no sense because I feel like when you're at 0 hit points, how can you react to anything? Because you're unconscious. But somehow with the magic, you can.
Automatic thing.
Yeah, well, you can shield too. I think reactions happen at like the perfect time.
I guess.
Like shield hit, but Hellish Rebuke after you get both reaction spells. So
although,
but if I have Phoenix magic, I feel like that's something that should kick in automatically.
Well, you can keep thinking that for right now.
I agree with your point.
Thanks,
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, so maybe more to come on that later. Who knows? But what was really cool was the party was like, we don't know what's going on. There's possibly this temple with slaves being unearthed. But Brother Drander said something weird's going on at Veilguard Spire. You guys should come back. They went, they did some searching, couldn't find it, decided to go back, and found that 3 new floors exist in Veilguard Spire. I have an update to that. Harrison and everybody else can see it. What I forgot to mention to you is that you guys who have now unlocked it have the ability to hide those floors away if you want.
Oh.
They're open now if you guys go to like the teleportation mosaics on the roof and like focus together, you can like essentially collapse them away to their pocket dimension where they remain.
Oh,
cool.
Okay.
So you have them open now, currently.
All right.
If they're open, anybody see them?
Or anybody can see them when they're open, yes.
Enemies and whatnot.
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
The only thing is, if they can only be activated and reactivated from the teleportation mosaics on the roof.
Okay.
So, like, if you all go in there and somebody sends you away and then they die, well, I guess you'll have to wait for your rings to work to get yourself back out. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in a pocket dimension. But you'll have 3 floors to be stuck in, so.
Could be worse.
Yeah. So, More importantly, with that, you discovered a couple of different things. You discovered there's a fully decked out temple to Ilmater. There is basically like a high end kind of barracks scenario and like a war room armory that was bereft with magic items and cool things that you guys picked up and traded off on and that kind of a thing. And there were paperwork and documents and failed quests and all sorts of interesting things of Veilguard's past where you learned that the Veilguard Spire has the ability to move temporally to other planes of existence. And that the Veilguard isn't just a group here in Evrand, they're a group of protectors realm space wide, if you will. And it just so happens that wherever it landed here and it stayed here. And that's how you guys were able to gain access to it and build that all out. So in theory, there could be Veilguard or Fallen Veilguard other places in the world, potentially with more rings, right? But you guys, Ember has her kind of Wildfire rather has her parchment with the kind of symbol there and plugged it into like a tacked up piece of broken, ripped up parchment on a wall, and it sort of sealed itself, and a whole piece, a long script was kind of written out there. And then Wade was like, "Whoa, that's weird. My Veilguard's glory is glowing or whatever." And he came inside, and your guy's like, "I don't know what we should do." And he's like, "I don't know, I'm just going to do this." And he did. And it basically kind of went across the screen, almost like a copy machine would, like an old, where it's like that. And as it went across, all of the kind of archaic runes of different languages, different things you could and could not read, kind of came into common into one readable series of phrases. And that's where we ended last time. So, before we start, did everybody level up to level 13 completely, just so we're good? I know that happened kind of on the break.
Yes,
Okay.
good to go.
All right. So, I assume you guys want to read this thing, yeah?
Sure.
Yeah, I can't think of anything more pressing.
Or do you guys want to go back to the forest, take care of the orcs? We'll come back here later.
Those people are still missing.
We don't know.
I read it. Right?
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do my best to read this in a cadence that makes sense. But I wrote it and then I didn't really read it out loud too well. So we'll see if it works. Okay?
All
Fair.
There will come a time when all realm space will fall out of balance. Balance is a capital B. When that happens, not one realm, but all, will know nothing but malice. The task is one that can't be done by the Veilguard alone. You must search out allies from far beyond your home. And there's that's kind of like a pause, and then it goes into a break of several sections. And it says, "A warrior of water searching for his meaning. A child reborn of fire in a place forever gleaming. Champions of heart and stone, lost before their time. A minstrel from a similar place, who maybe penned a rhyme?" There's question mark. A warrior of bone from times grown old, never called to action. A hero of light who fell in battle for choosing the wrong faction. A champion of the woodland realm who lost a powerful book. A prickly dwarf that loves to fight and also loves to cook. A lazy combatant hailing from a land that no one knows. An acolyte of death who was once a feast for crows. A wielder of the shadow's blade who likes to sleep in wagons. These are the allies you will need. Maybe also a dragon? With your allies, you can save... With your allies, you can save all times. All this is true because it rhymes.
Brilliant.
Can't fight that.
Wow.
take a picture of that and send it to me?
Or like, could you like copy and paste it into our
Yeah,
chat?
yeah, I can. It's
or
long, so.
something? I
Because
started writing it out, and I just
Yeah.
couldn't keep up, and I wanted to focus on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did the same thing. I was like, I'm gonna write real fast. Like I can't.
Nope.
Yes. So
Alright.
that is what it states.
So we're all in there.
Wait, are we?
Well, are we? Wait,
What?
who? Oh, I got wave.
Yep. You're the child born fire in the always gleaming place. You're the
Oh.
guy who sleeps in wagons.
Oh, he's shadow thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Clearly, Wave, you're the first guy.
He's like, oh yeah, what?
We all knew that.
He's like, I wasn't paying, and he's just like, what? Oh,
God damn it.
I wonder
All
who
right.
the other folks could be.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we gotta get started.
You will also start to figure out you see again as you're looking through things, or you had looked through things, there are maps of different locations, things that don't make any sense to you. And there's different pieces, things here and there, but you basically gather that if you guys kind of all go to the teleportation mosaics on the roof and all focus on the same place, assuming it basically functions similar to a teleportation spell. So you have documentations of things here, and if you kind of focus on the same place together, all thinking of the same location, it will function as basically you are familiar with the place for the purposes of teleportation, and the spire will go to the place.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool.
Yes. All right. That is very cool. Okay, that's a lot of possibility.
You sound like you're in a cave.
All right. How about this though? Better?
Right, he's super echoey now.
Now he definitely
Sounds
is.
like he's in a cave.
I'm doing my best.
And if you lean too far back, you go out completely.
All right. How about like that?
That's
Fine.
better.
Now you sound like you're not in a cave.
You don't sound like you're in a
Yeah.
cave. You do sound like you're sort of underwater-ish, but it's doable.
It's better.
It's better.
All right. Well.
Cool.
I train of thought.
I'm waiting on. I don't know what to do because I
I
want to
mean-
be able to reread it.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. I'm typing it right now. You guys
I mean-
entertain the chat while I
Okay,
do this.
sorry.
Fuck, guys. I mean, since
What's up, Chet?
I feel like this should take precedent over our other shit, right?
Well, yeah, probably.
Uh,
We
yeah.
we're gonna have to travel around according to this thing. So
I mean, fuck, the piece of paper that you had from being a baby, Ember, is what finished this, and we're all
yeah,
mentioned
that's
in it.
That's really what's sticking in my craw. Like,
Yeah, like there's some fucking big world destiny capital B balance shit going on here, guys.
so wait, does this shit?
No.
Yeah.
I mean that too.
Does it? So this is precedent, right? Like we forget about the whole genocide thing for a little while.
I mean, I don't know that. I'm not saying that. What?
I mean, that's what it sounds like. We should get thinking on where we gotta go.
I would really like to just reread.
My God, I'm
I
working
know.
on it, you guys. Jesus, I wrote it on the. I
Trying to
wrote it
spell.
here. It's all here, but it's on 2 pages, so I'm not gonna take a picture of it.
Oh, gee. Chat,
Send-
you have
The rhyme. We're all very into this. We just
yes.
our characters are standing there staring at this brand new giant piece of information, and now we'll get it in a sec. We're just anxious, and we love D&D. We talked about this earlier.
Well, what was cool was I was gonna have this all written out on like an actual piece of stuff for you guys to see in real life. You guys to have it to read, but
Aw.
obviously,
That would've been cool.
Thanks, coronavirus.
yeah, seriously,
Stupid Corona.
yeah, an old,
not my
unhealthy
Corona.
ruining.
Hashtag.
Hmm.
I haven't heard that one before. All right. Well, I think that we should go get Brother Drander and Sorrow, and maybe even Harrison, and show them this.
I don't know if Harrison can get up here. Remember?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
that's viewable to everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, but accessible to everyone is different.
Oh, is that different? Can they come in?
They can come in. That was a mistake I made last time. So it's
Oh,
viewable. They
okay.
can come in, but you guys being of the level that you're at and kind of attuned to this thing, you guys can shut it down and turn it on. But once it's open and available, anybody can enter.
Real quick before we keep going, what were the name of the kids that are our squires now?
Oh, Grant and Allie.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I don't invite them.
Wave's like, should I go like back out and like continue training or whatever?
That
No.
sounds like a great idea, Wave.
What? No. We're kind of.
Well, we sit and think about it and ponder it and try to find meaning in who our other allies might be or grab an inkling. Might as well distract the kids so that they don't come asking questions.
Yes, but we might need him for a perception check.
Oh, that's fair. That is a good point there, Rick.
He's just so perceptive.
You know,
He really is.
the Gouger Leap really enhances his ability.
That one. He's just really paying attention. That's why he's so quiet.
Totally,
he's
bro.
learning the whole
What? Wait.
time.
What were we talking about?
That's a,
Oh,
you're.
Where's
you're
Gorm?
paying attention. What?
What?
Where's Gorm?
Oh, Gorm. Shit. I'll be right back. And he just leaves.
So perceptive.
That was actually that was well done, Wildfire. I liked that.
Ooh. Thought you might there.
All right.
So,
You know what? While why don't we start looking through all these papers and shit? Maybe there's some leads for these guys here.
Maybe. So we
Yeah.
start shuffling through.
Yeah, I have proficiency in cartography tools.
yeah, all right.
And I can give you guidance there.
Sure. You guys can all make. I mean, you're looking. What are you looking for? How about let's start there. What's the goal of this?
I want to get all of the map stuff together, and I want to recreate it on just one single piece of paper. And then I want to see if I notice any edges of map or coastline or anything. See if anything lines up. I'm trying to take all these map parts and kind of conjoin it.
Okay. Make me a cartography tools check.
You're trying to
Let's
Stranger
go.
Things to it.
Yeah, the best part of that season, I guess. Season 1, season 3, great. Season 2, less great. Except for Bob.
I still haven't
like
seen
it.
season 3.
It was good.
It was a lot better than season 2, in my opinion.
Alright.
Oh yeah, we got a fucking 5 for our proficiency. That's great. So that is a 22.
Okay. So you're trying to. So you do your best to align all of these maps, but it becomes apparent after looking at it for a little bit that some of them seem to be. You look at some and they seem to possibly be tied to your home plane, Evrand, and maybe some of the other continents. But you see at least what seems to be at least 2 other distinct maps that seem to be. So what you're gathering from what you're able to tell with your 22, having never dealt with any of this stuff before and not knowing of the other places, you're gathering at least 3 locations, your current plane and 2 others.
Beautiful. That is exactly the kind of information I was looking for.
All right. And I was going through their notes to see if I can find anything directly related to the prophecy, like any kind of scribbles and margins, anything to help me see if the people who were here before did some of the legwork on finding these guys.
Sure. You can make me, I guess,
Let's
a history check or whatever you think.
Yeah, history makes sense. You said 3, Slaggy?
Mhm.
16.
Okay. So you look around and you're thinking through it and you're like, well, the prophecy wasn't complete until literally just like 10 minutes ago. So there's probably not too much tied to the prophecy, or there may be things, but the people who were compiling these things didn't know that it was tied to the prophecy because you just revealed it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So you see you do see a couple mentions from different folks about this capital B balance and how and like what it is, and you can kind of through with your role figure out basically I think what Sean knows about it, but for those who don't know is the balance is sort of the greater overarching kind of positive negative balance of the world, the planes, all the planes, right? So certain things can happen that can set things out of balance. So like a great evil may happen, but a great good needs to rise to defeat it. But this could be, there are people who have dedicated their entire life's work to figuring out and helping to maintain that balance. And I guess you could easily figure out, or either from knowledge or from what you read here, the Mordenkainen, is one of the primary guardians of the balance. Like that, it goes to that level.
Shit.
That's some hefty shit.
Ooh. Maybe we should tell him about this whole prophecy thing. Let him take care of it. That really sounds more like this sounds more like a Mordenkainen thing.
Maybe he's one of those people on the list.
God, I hope so.
That would be convenient, right?
Yeah.
Didn't we meet him?
No, you met Leomund.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah. And was that this timeline? Did that still happen?
That did still happen.
When did
Okay.
we meet Leomund?
You
Right
didn't.
before-
You weren't here.
Yeah,
Chongo
it was
met
Is that when I was
Leomund.
away? Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
But technically, Wildfire did,
Oh, okay.
I guess, because
Yeah, I guess, new
you didn't
timeline.
get captured. So
There was a Leomund's magnificent mansion or whatever it was. His castle got taken over, right? So we had
yes,
to take it back.
Oh, that's cool.
It was
So-
infested with monsters.
yeah, they had to
Yes.
rescue it.
Oh.
And then they got some stuff from that. That's where the Soul Wound Dagger came from. And also the
Oh,
precursor to
okay.
that is where Gorm's egg came from.
Oh, okay.
Poor Gorm.
While these two are doing like actual research for this prophecy, can I be figuring out what my magic wand pistol does?
Sure.
Cool.
How are you figuring that out?
Can I isn't that like where you sit with it for a while and you learn what it does?
In
Kind of thing?
theory, yes. That would be like an identify if you're going to take an hour while they're doing this to figure that out.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
might as well. They're sitting and reading. They're good with the book stuff. They're so
Oh.
smart.
Okay, well, what it does, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, is a wand that works like any other wand in that like you can use it as a spell casting focus, but if you
Mhm.
use it to cast any attacking spells while you're holding it, it makes sounds like gunfire. So like if
Okay.
you cast Scorching Ray while holding this, it will shoot like 3 shotgun blasts of Scorching Ray, or like a firebolt, or however that would work. That's what it sounds like, and it makes that kind of a noise if you cast from it.
Delightful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Take it off, fireball.
Oh my god, like a bazooka?
Yep. Yeah. However you want to interpret that, that's how that
Right.
works.
That's funny.
Cool.
Delightful.
By the way, I have added a whole bunch more trinkets to all the tables, and there's some really good ones I
Sweet.
came up with. So I think the rogue is actually the one that has the most currently. I think it's got 50.
Yeah.
Get them tricky.
All right, I'm gonna get you guys a shareable link. I think I'm gonna put it here in the Zoom chat.
How the fuck does that work?
It should just
Oh, there
pop
it is.
up on the right side there.
Look at that shit.
But
So,
then I go away.
all right. Well, don't do that. Here, I'll send it to Facebook.
Cool.
So you have it there too.
Thank you.
And I'll give you guys a few seconds because I know you're gonna sit there and read through this again.
Yeah. All right, guys. Now that we've given it a couple of minutes, I think very important for us to just reread this. Read this out loud.
Okay.
What?
Hello.
Are you talking to me?
Oh, I was talking
Read it
to.
out loud.
Okay.
Oh, wait. You want me to do it?
Yeah, you have a nice voice.
Oh, thanks, guys. All right. Wait, do you want me to do the whole balance stuff too, or just skip to the people?
Yeah, just skip to the people.
Skip to the people. A warrior of water searching for his meaning. I think that might be Wave.
I would think that would be Wave.
A child reborn of fire in a place forever gleaming.
Present.
Wasn't that tree on fire forever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
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 What was the name of that town?
The
I
name
don't
of
fucking know.
the what?
The what was that? What was that? The fire called?
Hold on. I have to look through my notes.
Oh, the Everburn.
Yeah,
Ev-
something like that. Everburn.
Yep, that was it.
Cool.
I'm so fucking smart.
All right, you really are. I appreciate your intelligence.
That's why you were the leader today.
Cool.
It's a good day for you guys. All right. So that was that. Champions of heart and stone lost before their time. A minstrel from a similar place who may be penned a rhyme.
Right. So we don't know who that is at all.
Anybody know any bards?
I mean, other than Chango.
Oh, maybe it's Chongo.
But we don't know where Chango was from. I don't think Chango was from anywhere.
That's so like
Where is
Chongo.
anywhere, man?
Exactly, right? Right. A night of bone from times gone old, never called to action. Ooh,
Mhm.
wonder what that means. A hero of light who fell in battle for choosing the wrong faction.
All right.
A champion of the woodland realm who lost a powerful book, a prickly dwarf that loves to fight and also loves to cook. I think that might be you.
I think I
Rick.
know one of them. I think I know one of them.
Who?
I think a hero of light who fell in battle for choosing the wrong faction could be Celesta.
Mm.
You killed her though.
Yeah, she's dead.
Never mind.
But I will say that the prophecy was created after we did that. So
That's true.
probably not.
It was only
Probably
created like
not.
it was literally
Yeah.
crafted from the ethos right now. So it
Yeah.
only takes place
Never
for
mind.
future events.
So we're good.
Never mind.
A lazy combatant hailing from a land that no one knows, an acolyte of death who was once a feast for crows, a wielder of the shadow's blade who likes to sleep in wagons.
Yeah. That's
These
you.
are the allies you will need. Maybe also a dragon. So I think we should start with the dragon, right?
Yeah. I think exactly the opposite. I think we should end with the dragon.
Wait, why? If we got a dragon on our side, how much easier will it be to convince everyone else to join us?
Probably not. Yeah, okay. But think about the difficulty of having a dragon join versus the difficulty of just getting like a couple of people who would have like-minded interests to join. Unless you're talking about like Bahamut, then maybe he would.
Oh no, we don't have enough street cred to go straight to Bahamut. I mean,
Yeah,
there's got to be good dragons around here somewhere.
I don't know any personally.
Yeah. We don't know any of these people personally yet.
Yeah. No, we don't.
Did Celine say why she's gone, or just kind of vanished?
She just kind of got up and turned the tablet the other way, and now she's in the dark.
Oh, she's getting kicked out of her room because she's too loud, so she's moving down to the living room.
Ah.
I
was
think
gonna-
that's what's happening.
If she just like gets like narrowly escapes a murder right now.
This kind of looks like Scream. I feel like this could be like a modern, like a 2020 version of Scream.
Yeah.
Like this is be, or like the Blair Witch, right? She's even got like a hat on. We're getting like this angle.
Oh yeah, this not angle.
And we're going down the stairs into a basement.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Oh god.
What if we all got murdered by like the same person at the same time on stream?
Gee,
Sean-
thanks, Jake. Now that's not gonna keep me up for fucking ever.
Well, Sean doesn't have a basement, so
Oh.
Yeah.
Store would open, like somebody would be coming down my stairs at the same time, and like everybody would just like come in. Somebody would get up from behind Ted's couch, and then Celine would just get murdered as she is currently.
what if
Yeah.
Celine came down your stairs right now?
Oh. Worse.
Fuck.
What about that? That
Mind blown.
I'd be really freaked out. Is Celine outside?
No, she's in her basement.
Oh, okay. They just have those sorts of lights. Ah, I see now. It was sideways before. I
it's still
feel ya.
sideways. Oh no, now we're good.
Yeah. Well, 3/4 of us are in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We would be
anyway,
fine if-
that's the prophecy as it stands currently.
Yeah, I agree. We call everyone else up here and be like, look at this shit.
Sorry.
All right.
What I missed?
Any names of other places on these other maps?
Yeah. You see one of the maps, it says Secomber, Secomber,
Okay.
and there's like a big X like a little bit out from Secomber.
Okay.
Um
The spot X or like crossing something out X?
no, like an X. We'll make it an X with a circle around it.
Ooh.
And I'll even give you a little note that says Veilguard Spire
Okay.
right there. So it seems as though that is where it lands in that location.
Okay, cool.
And let me just look. So that is one thing you can find.
All right, cool.
That's great information. All right.
Now, Rick, you got all them maps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
What
I
about
don't have
Adam?
anything. I got
Oh.
nothing.
All right. Because I think, based on our newly found talents within the tower
Yeah.
and this map here of Secomber, I think that if we focus all of our mental acuity together and also like the wisdom of Wave and the charisma of Wildfire, we might be able to take the entire spire to this other place in this other realm.
Cool.
Based
Do
this,
Alright.
this map here.
you want to do that now or?
No, definitely not. Yeah, I think we should talk to everybody a little first.
Okay.
And also, we teleported this morning, so we should rest and get that spell back before we teleport again.
All right. I'm on board for all of this. So everybody.
All right, they all come up, and they're all like, everybody's like, oh my god, what's going on? Blah, blah. So when you say everybody, is that Sorrow and Brother Drander
And Harrison.
and Harrison? Okay.
I mean, I'm fine with the
Did
kids
they
coming
come
too. 'Cause
All right, the kids come too.
Kids,
I mean, they
don't
might
get-
be part of it.
I don't give a shit. I
Maybe
mean, if Rick says the kids can't come, the kids can't come. I don't give a shit.
oh, this is.
Yeah, but what if they're part of the prophecy? Maybe they'll recognize something that we won't.
If it's supposed to be, then it will be. That's how prophecies work.
Saying what-
I don't know that you're wrong. All right, whatever, man. So Sorrow, Brother Drander. First off, Sorrow, were you here before?
And she's like, I'm not sure what you mean.
Like, in Veilguard Spire when you were a kid.
So
Do
I
you
don't
remember your childhood?
And she kind of like is thinking about it a lot, and she's like, I mean, I don't remember. I don't remember too much of it, but I don't think I was here.
Does so has the symbol, and I like point out one of the symbols. Does this look familiar? Does this ring any bells? Like the symbol of the Veilguard.
Oh yeah, and she's like,
White
well, I
flag.
mean, obviously I joined the Veilguard, so that, but she seems like a little like off-put as you like bring up like her past, and she seems like deep in thought and a little confused about kind of what's going on.
I will explain. I'm like, okay, so cards on the table, dream message, dream journey, magic spells, Selene, etc., etc., etc. But while we were going through this dream kind of journey, learning about, the Celestia and all that other stuff, we saw visions of you.
And she's like, that's troubling.
There was you were small. We saw our hands in front of us, and there was a very tall lady warrior. She seemed older. We got a good sense of strength and from her. Am I saying this right, guys?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
So yeah, we just
Yeah, you were part of our dream vision of how the
And you were there, and he
Was
was there, and
up
he
there.
was there.
and you were a humbug.
And she's just like, I'm
If you don't want to talk about it, that's totally cool. It was just to let you know that like that happened to us. That was part of our dream journey from Selene.
she's just like, I'm not sure. I need to think on this. Perhaps you said you went on some sort of dream journey.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps I'm able to, once things seemingly return to some semblance of normalcy, perhaps I can go there myself and attend my own dream journey and see what I can find. So it sounds like from what you described, you were undergoing visions granted from Selene about Celesta, you said?
Yes.
So
I'll catch her up on the story of Celesta.
okay. So she will kind of think about that and say, well, perhaps now that it's been cleansed and you've taken care of the evil, perhaps I can go there and undergo my own dream journey and see what information I'm able to glean from that. Maybe it'll help provide insight.
All right. Just don't go alone.
Okay.
The woman who we helped out there, what was her name? Like Yarby? Jarl?
Jarl, yeah.
Yes. She had been stuck in a dream journey when we got there. So just bring back up.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well,
but yeah, also we just made a prophecy, so looks like new Veilguard's coming up in the world, guys.
Got our first big mission.
Mm-hmm.
well, they both, Brother Drander and Sorrow, both look at it and they're like, wow, that is something.
Yep, not nothing.
Well, she says, do you have any thoughts? Do you know? I mean, she like kind of looks at all of you and she's like, I can determine at least 4 of these, but do you know of anyone else who fits these monikers? Jake, you're muted.
Well,
no, you're good now. You're good.
Sean thinks he knows one, but that's about it.
She says, I don't know who Sean is, but
well, he's a wicked smart motherfucker.
Shit. I also think I know who one is, but I'm putting my hand against my head. So that's out of game.
Well, that's important that you do that. And they'll both say, they see all these things that you're talking about, and they're like, there's so much information here. I'm not sure what any of this means. And then you will bring up the maps, and they'll continue to look through, and they'll try to see what sense they can make of things, because this is like, obviously this is a pretty big bomb that got dropped on everybody here. Like, what's going on? So Brother Drander and Sorrow are both looking through it, and they say, well, I think based on this, step 1 is to find these allies, I suppose, figure out who they are, identify them, and then convince them to join.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe from there, well, that just seems like step 1. Clearly, if this is accurate and it says things are out of balance, that means things need to be corrected or rebalanced. And so far, all we know is a list of people, and these are allies that we'll need because we can't do it alone.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And maybe a dragon.
And also maybe a dragon, yes.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
All right. Yeah.
So where do we start?
Well, let me take one more look at it.
And you will also see, you'll find as you're looking through this, it's a really old and worn and like messed up map, Jake / Rick. So most of the map is kind of like worn or like weather. It looks like it's been pretty heavily water damaged to the point where most of it is unlegible. But basically, like the bottom, one of the corners. What's up?
Okay.
No, Secomber is okay. This is a
okay,
different map.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
You'll see that same kind of X with the circle around it with Veilguard Spire, and it looks to be like in an area called Yester Hill.
Ooh.
Oh, motherfucker!
Oh. Oh no!
You shit on a goddamn dick! Okay.
Well, this one looks harmless.
Yeah, a hill. Who couldn't take a hill? Let's go to the hill.
Yeah, it's weird because, you know, the map is so damp, as though it was kept in a very misty place. It's weird.
That is very weird.
Does it smell like needles?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
And zombie.
You don't know what that smells like. You haven't really dealt with zombies.
That's true. All right, guys. So what do you think? What do you think the first step is?
I think that we should probably. Oh man, this changes my whole opinion on things. I think we... go to Secomber first. It's on the fact that I can read this map a little better than the other one.
Okay, I don't have a. Yeah, I don't have a better idea. But here, I guess the other part of it is, so the spire's gonna go, but just the spire probably, right? Like the barracks and everything else is gonna stay behind.
Yeah, based on what you know, yes. All the outside, it's just the central spire and the things contained within it. Everything else should remain around.
Okay, so who do we bring with us?
I'm gonna put in the Facebook chat basically what the map has.
Okay, cool.
The map that you have. It's not. It's like a piece of a map. Let me just do that real quick so you can see what you're looking at.
Cool. I think that we should, just the 4 of us, go.
Okay.
You know, we are the Veil. It's important right now to have Brother Drander and Sorrow and Harrison focus on finding where these people are going, or where the slave city temple is getting built. So. Oh, all right, cool. Oh.
Okay. Actually, yeah, I think that's a good idea, Rick. Oh, Harrison, if I mean, I guess you're in charge of this one, bud.
And he's like, "Whoa, I mean, all right, I guess if that's what we're doing." He's like, "Well, what about like Brother Drander and Sarah? They're like been here longer. Am I in charge still though?"
You're in charge of the field investigation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're
I-
yeah.
Yeah, I think you should take our two new squires, and unless we want to take the squires?
No, they're not ready yet.
Well, we would take them and protect them. And-
No, that sounds like too much work.
all right, that's what a squire is
They
supposed
barely started training.
Yeah, also, we might be going to another world entirely. I feel like day one of I might want to be a hero shouldn't be let's travel to Barovia.
to. That's not Brick's opinion.
You don't know that.
We don't know that. But I think that yeah, screw it. I think just the four of us should go. I think we will set the tower back to 3 levels.
Yeah.
Do we
Well-
want to take anything from the armory? Was there anything worthwhile in the armory?
I mean, we're gonna take the
okay.
armory.
Yeah, basically,
Oh, that's
you
true,
guys.
we could just make it come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys would know that it travels with this. Like, it's a demi-plane where it's contained, but like if you travel
Gotcha.
somewhere else with this, you could then access those 3 floors wherever the spire
Gotcha.
is.
Okay.
If you guys die in wherever the spire goes, the spire obviously stays there.
Before we go, I think we should stock up on food because we don't know. Like this new world we're going to, we don't know what food is edible, what food is poison. If they have, what if they don't have food? What if they don't have ale? What if they don't have
What
ale?
if they don't have ale?
That's
What if
very
they don't have alcohol?
That is an even better point. Yeah, cool. So you want to go shopping first?
Well, I want to say that we have gone shopping.
Let's say that you do that.
All
I
right.
go. I buy everything we could possibly need for
See,
We stock up the
I-
tower.
100 days worth of rations.
how many days?
300.
300 days. Oh, wow. All right. 400.
days,
Okay.
Gold. I'm going for it.
Okay. That's
All right,
a
let's
lot
do
of.
it.
That's like.
All right.
I don't know, but I'm curious to see. It's probably not because it's Rick, but I am curious if that puts you over your encumbrance because of the amount of weight in rations. I'm just curious.
But
Ah,
we'd be putting them in the tower, and then we take the whole tower.
Oh,
with
good
us,
call,
not carry it all.
Celine.
Wait,
what was that idea?
the ring that gives us a different jewel every day.
Mm.
Where is that?
It is currently still with Brother Drander.
Okay, cool.
Is that attunement?
No?
No.
I don't think
Let's
so.
just see. 410 rations. It would be 900. Your weight would jump, just so you're aware, from currently carrying with all of your gear 188 pounds to 988 pounds, which would actually make Rick be encumbered.
Wow.
Yeah, because what I can only do 800, right?
Yeah, only 800.
800 pounds.
Before you're walking slowly.
Yeah, before you walk a little bit slower. Yeah.
Oh well.
Anyway,
Although if I was only carrying the ration, I could almost do that.
yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
All right. So,
We need to have goals.
guys, are we doing this? Are we
Are we
going
going
to?
right now?
What else did you want? Is there anything else you wanted to do?
I think we should rest
Oh.
for tonight.
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we should
Yeah.
take a
We'll
long
rest. We'll go
break.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
No
guys
pressure.
all get a long rest.
Woo!
Whee.
I'm going to store a 3rd level major image in my bloodstone.
Okay.
So I have an extra 3rd level spell for tomorrow if we need it.
Okay. You do that. Anything else that anybody needs to tell me they're doing before you potentially set sail for other realms come tomorrow morning?
Wave, are you bringing Gorm?
And he's like, I don't know, man. No, 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 no. He's gonna stay here and hang out.
All right, cool. That makes sense. He's just not a violent thing.
Apparently not. No.
I mean, hey, Gorm, maybe while we're gone, you could have Harrison work with, Wave. Maybe you could have Harrison work with Gorm while we're gone. Teach him a thing or two. Maybe he can help out in combat one day.
And he's like, maybe, but probably no.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I just thought I'd throw it out there. Thought you might be more receptive to it today than usual, but what was I thinking? I don't know.
No, I'm really just feeling a lot like I feel like how I would feel normally, you know? Like sometimes there's like a wave and it's like also a wave, you know?
When it's high tide, it's high tide.
Ha! I don't get it.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's
I guess we're off.
Oh, are
I'm
you?
gonna spend the day working on like a poison. I got a long-term poison thing working.
What was that, Celine?
No,
Did you say something? Oh, okay.
No.
Are you bringing Nibbles, or I forget if you left Nibbles behind or not?
Oh, I'm gonna bring Nibbles.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'll ask him. Nibbles, do you want to come to a different world entirely where they might have different kinds of cheese, but also cheese might eat mice in this world? I don't know.
He's like, well, it's a mouse eat cheese world.
Ain't it just?
I don't know, maybe.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Maybe means yes, apparently.
So, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the roof. Do we hold hands? Is that how this works?
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
Yep.
So I hold up hands.
Okay. You hold up your hands.
All right, guys. Now, Rick, put the map in the middle so we can all focus on the plate. No, my hands are up because I'm short. Your guys' hands would be down.
Oh.
We're holding
thought-
hands.
Oh, because we're holding hands.
Yeah, yeah, that's more accurate. And so yeah, and then we think about the X on 3. 3.
And then Wave's like, man, I don't know if I should go. Oh no. So you guys get teleported, and it's a very weird kind of like Doctor Who opening, like, you know, going through kind of a time tunnel. You guys kind of feel that tug as you're being like shunted from one world to another, and just as it's like weirder and weirder and weirder, and then all of a sudden you are standing on the rooftop of Veilguard Spire under a different sky, in a different world currently.
Is it morning time here?
Sure.
Okay. What's the weather like?
It is raining.
Can we see any buildings from where we are?
You guys are not in Secomber. You are kind of outside of it a little bit, so you can see the settlement of Secomber from where you are, which you assume based on the orientation of the map.
Okay.
And you can see far off to the east from where you are, or sorry, to the west from where you are, is an ocean.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
And it goes.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, let's go to that settlement. See,
Yeah, 100%.
See what's up?
Let's shrink this tower down to 3, though.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
yes, definitely.
Let's think about that real quick.
Okay, you do that. Boop, it shrinks down.
Sweet.
I also, Celine, do you happen to have a D30 with you by chance, or no?
No, I left it upstairs.
It's
You can
okay.
do
I can go get it.
Well, we just need it's actually a D28 is what you need to roll.
You can Google
Oh.
D20 dice roller.
I can roll two D10s and an 8.
I'm just gonna roll 1D28 on the internet real quick, and we'll see what comes up.
Roll a D28.
Okay,
Roll it.
15. 15. Nope, you already have that one, of course.
11.
12. Oh, you already have that one too.
22.
12 again, 12 again. That was 12 3 times in a row. You already have that one. Man, you have a lot of these.
5.
Thanks, internet.
Okay. Oh, this is fun. So on the ground in front of you, having arrived in this new place, you find a book.
Ooh.
And it states, I will read you what the trinket says. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, I'm just gonna
A
listen.
terrible love novel written by a hack author. For whatever reason, you love the story, even though you know it's terrible.
Does it have a title?
It does. The title of this is 50 Shades of Drizzt by Nikki Quakestaff.
Let's go. Pick it up, flip through it, and save it for later.
There you go.
That's awesome.
All right. So, you guys shrink the tower down to 3 floors, or remove the 3 floors. And the tower is like, there's like remnants of kind of like what you saw when you went to the Veilguard Spire when you arrived kind of in Evrand, where there was like remnants of buildings and sort of like remnants of a wall surrounding it, but are kind of like in ruins.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems kind of like that, though. Like if you were to stay here and did something similar to what you had done before, you might be able to make this the same scenario with the blacksmithing booth and the stables and all that and the outer walls. Obviously, this has kind of fallen into disrepair, probably due to lack of use. But that's kind of where it is. It's not just like it's in the middle of nowhere. There's kind of some stuff around it.
Before we leave, I would like to make and place a sign on the front door of the tower that says "out of order."
Okay. You do so.
That way people know not to go inside. It's out of order.
Rick has a sensible chuckle.
Good thinking.
All right, so before we march into this settlement, what's our plan? What are we gonna say?
Well, I think we should go through the town, just kind of walk casually like, find a tavern, and then wait until lunch, eat lunch, have a couple of drinks, spend some money, and then talk to the bartender about maybe finding if anybody might meet the description.
Yeah.
Here's some prophecy stuff. Do you know these people?
No, we wouldn't say it's prophecy. We would just be like, we're looking for people with these qualifications. We're taking.
Never heard of a feast for crows happening around here?
Does that sound familiar?
Some deaf guy, maybe.
Maybe anything.
Ask about like local heroes or
Yeah, or the famous adventurers
yeah.
All right.
of the land.
Sure. I mean,
looking to recruit some powerful hero.
Allies.
I like the local hero kind of idea. I think that's a good
I
way
think
to
that's
go.
a good way to start.
So, but I like the beginning parts where we have a few drinks and have lunch first. That's the best
Agreed.
part.
Yes. Yep. And who knows? Maybe there will be something especially delicious at one of the local food places.
All right,
Maybe.
let's
Maybe there'll be something new and exotic.
let's go, guys. Keep an eye out. Stay vigilant. We don't know how violent this area is.
Right.
Ah,
All right, so you guys set out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it takes you guys a couple hours to make it over to Secomber, and as you're walking around, I mean, it's breathable air, so there's that, right? You're
Good for a
not
start.
the atmosphere seems to be the same. It doesn't seem like there's more or less oxygen, as it were. You can see as you get closer to Secomber, there is a road that sort of goes east to west. The western one kind of heading again more towards that ocean that you saw off in the distance. And you can see it is kind of to the southwest of Secomber is trees and kind of like a forest, but you're kind of mostly in like open, kind of plains-ish area. And you make your way towards the town of Secomber, and you guys, I assume, head inside. There's no like formal gate or anything to walk through.
Yeah.
When you get inside, you can see it's a relatively small town. If you had to guess, obviously you can't really figure this out, but I'll just tell you, it's like maybe 1,500 people. It's not like a huge place. You also see as you're walking through, it's primarily humans and halflings in this town.
Oh, this place looks awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we want to say? So you guys are walking around the town. There is, a couple. You see some shops here and there. You see kind of a small little garrison, and then you can see there are there is a tower, and there is again there's like the small little kind of like barracks fort, and there is this tower that seems to kind of like stand out a little bit different from everything else, and you see two kind of inns and taverns while you're there.
All right. What
Tower.
I heard like a million things. What are we doing?
Oh, who's the leader today?
Oh,
Rick?
All right.
Rick, where are we heading?
I look at the tower. How tall is it?
Tallish. I don't know what
Three-story.
you're. Oh, I see. I don't know. We'll say like 2 stories.
Okay, cool. I go to the what do the 2 different taverns look like?
One looks like an inn, and one looks more like a tavern.
I go into the one.
The inn is the Singing Sprite, and the tavern is the 7-stringed harp.
Ah, this is a nice looking tavern.
Yeah.
Is it nice looking?
Yeah, it's nice looking. It's a little
Alright, cool.
ramshackle, but it's not too bad.
But it's not like skeezy.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
There's
I
not a
head
whole
in.
lot of town here to have like a bad part of town.
Yeah, two inns or 2 taverns is good enough
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
100%. I go in.
Okay. You guys go inside, and you can see there are a bunch of people inside here. There's, mostly, again, primarily humans and halflings sitting around, hanging out. We'll say it's close to lunchtime. Yeah, we'll say there's like a couple of gnomes in here too.
Oh shit! You don't see a lot of gnomes in Evrand.
And then you also see
Yeah.
like everybody kind of makes like they all kind of like look, and they almost seem to have like an immediately judgmental face as they look at Wildfire.
This is gonna be one of
Oh,
those
there.
places.
And they're just
Anybody
like,
else getting a weird vibe from this place?
they don't seem to have any problem with either of you, other than the fact that Rick is Rick in white armor, hairy, spiked. But like,
I
it
don't-
doesn't even seem that weird. What? Oh, you shaved. That's right.
No, I didn't shave.
Oh,
I
thought
don't
you-
have.
Is there like a noticeable amount of people looking at us when we walk in?
I mean, yeah, it was just like a regular day, and a bunch of random people. I mean, they're also kind of like, "What's up with Wave?" Because
Then
he's
I
a
was-
little,
As we walked in, and everybody looked at us. They just, oh, there.
and they're just kind of like, and they just kind of go back to what they're doing.
I walk up to the bartender.
All right,
I
you
see.
do.
What's for lunch today?
And she's just like, we got some cheese, we got some dried meats, sausages, we got some bread.
Cool. We'll take 4 of those, 1 no meat.
She's like, all right, hang
One
on.
double cheese, please.
We
All
also
right.
want 4 of your beer, and we're gonna go sit at that table over there. And I'm gonna take a gold piece and put it down on the counter.
When she picks it up and she's like a little not sure about it because she's just like
Different.
she's like, yeah, I've never seen this, and she like bites it. She's like, all right,
It's all fancy.
gold is gold.
Yes, we do. We come from a land down under.
She's like the Underdark.
Oh no,
Oh,
even
mm.
under, like all the way to the other side. It's light on the other side. It's like a pancake. The under-
I guess I should have said that the bartender is a dwarf. It's a female dwarf, and she's like, you are a strange group.
Well, yep, yeah. If you just keep going down, you come out the other side.
Uh-huh. Well,
I actually don't know. I don't know that that's true. So don't try it, please.
just I wasn't gonna.
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks. We'll take those things over here.
All right.
Bye.
And she's like, so you guys go and sit down, and she busies herself getting the stuff together. What do you guys do?
Do I see a guy in bone armor?
She do not see a guy in bone armor.
It's a good start though.
Are there any like bards or minstrels or anybody around?
Not really. I mean, it's early, right? It's lunchtime. There's like people hanging out, chatting, having a conversation. There's
Or
nobody
did like we see anybody in the street or anything like busking or something?
No, you didn't see anything like that here in this town.
All right.
You know, guys, now that I'm reading this prophecy, I'm thinking that the champion from the Woodland realm,
Right?
Yeah.
that might have something to do with the elves and the orcs.
Oh, maybe.
You might have to solve the elves and the orcs thing to get that hero.
So
Yep.
should we go back? And do
I mean,
that
no,
first?
we already came all the way to a different realm. I at least want lunch.
Reasonable.
At this time the barkeep makes her way over. She slides she actually doesn't know who. She slides the double cheese towards Oz because he said that, and then like places the other 3 because you're like one without meat.
Yeah, that's for him.
Oh, okay.
Blue
And then
guy.
she doles those out, and she puts 4 kind of just like ales on the table.
Hey,
Oddly.
country.
What?
What's the name of this land generally? We know this is Secomber.
All right.
We came away.
We're not from this area.
And she says, well, I guess the best thing I could tell you would be you're on this area is called the Sword Coast that covers a pretty large area of where we're at right now.
All right.
She said, we're basically on the kind of border of the Western Heartlands.
Now
Yeah.
I'll show her my map. Like, do you have another map that might show more of the total area here?
And she's like, yeah, this is a pretty, this is like a small chunk of map.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, yeah, hang on.
It's not the
Cool.
size of the map, it's how much you can get from it.
Yeah, how much? Yeah, information. There's very little. It's bad all around.
All right, well, hang on. She'll go like behind the bar and she'll pull out like the Sword Coast map, and she'll be like, here you go.
Full. All right. Do you mind if I borrow this just to copy some of the? I am a cartographer of sorts, so
She's
I
like,
would
sure you
to-
are.
He's the spikiest cartographer you'll ever meet.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't really deal much with battle ragers. That's not I don't see many of them around here.
It's true. Most people don't.
Can I make a cartography tools check?
Sure.
See this map. All right, cool. So that will be.
Did you get your cartography tools from Westwick?
I wasn't here for the Westwick episode, so I'm gonna say yes.
Oh,
Proficient tools from there. So 19.
Yeah, what are you trying to do? Just copy it down?
Yeah, just trying to copy it down, and then I'm just gonna copy all of the information from my little crappy map into the better map that I'm drawing myself.
Okay, yeah, you're able to do that.
Huh.
So you do.
Cool.
All right. I'm gonna give Nibbles one of my my cheese rations. That's why I got double cheese. So he's gonna have some cheese. I'm gonna have some cheese. We're gonna split the charcuterie. It's gonna be nice.
Nice.
And then after we're done eating, I'm gonna go up and get another round. Trying to engender some goodwill towards the barkeep. Throw down a tip. Show her some of our silver too. We'll blow your mind. Yeah, try and just get a good rep.
Okay.
I guess with the wait staff.
Yeah, she seems to not have any, bias against you.
Yeah.
And she gets you guys whatever you're looking for.
Cool.
Oz, or
Yeah.
do you guys think you could maybe overhear what some of the locals are talking about? And then alternately, I think we should also try and see what's up with that tower outside of town, or at the other end of town. Not our tower, the other tower. Because it seemed a little out of place.
Sure. I mean, do you want to go ask
How
the
about-
bartender about the tower?
I'll
and-
go ask somebody.
Well, Wildfire.
Yeah.
So, you know how the three of us, four of us, Nibbles included, you know how we all really like you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that I think we might be in a racist place. We might be in a racist place.
But I've always been told I'm very charismatic.
Yes, you're charismatic and delightful, but maybe we let Rick do the
Alright.
talking until we
Very
get out of
charismatic.
here. Why don't you use your special ears and listen?
I feel oddly patronized, but okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of how you talk to me all the fucking time, kind of like that. Yeah,
You're so little.
I will actually stab you in the heart.
Good
And you
luck
will
talking to
die.
barkeep, Rick. And pat him and give him guidance.
Oh,
And she's
thank-
just like, what? Because you just yelled out to have good luck with the barkeep, Rick, in the bar. And she's like, good luck with me. How?
I walk up to her. I lean over the bar and I put my hand over there like this so that Wildfire can't see me at all. And I'm like, tieflings, right?
And she's like, and he's just like, yeah. She's like, yeah, you don't have to tell me. They're
Anyway,
kind.
yeah. Good to
Dealings with devils, man. That's nothing good ever
yeah.
comes from that.
Are there many tiefling around here?
Thankfully, not in this town.
Okay.
I mean, she goes over in Waterdeep. You get all kinds over there.
yeah, that's always gonna happen in Waterdeep.
Just like you don't
just-
have to lie. You told me you're not from here.
No, yeah, but I assumed that Waterdeep's that kind of place. Since you
She
said
insight checks you. She doesn't believe you.
that. All right, that's fair. Anyway, what's up with that tower outside of town?
She's like, that was there was this human wizard. He was a sage in this town a long time ago. Like I don't know, hundreds of years ago.
Oh shit.
And he maybe it's actually not 100 years ago, but either way, she's like, he built this town, or he built not the town, he built the tower, and it's basically kind of his thing. He was a sage and an alchemist and all sorts of stuff. He liked to use adventurers a lot for bodyguards, and he was somewhat versed in clerical ways.
Okay.
He used to have a bunch of
what's-
stone golems in his command.
Oh shit. Was he like a good guy, bad guy?
I wouldn't say he was bad or anything, and she'll actually point over to wait a minute, what did I tell you? Which one was this? This is
This is
the 7-stringed harp. And she'll be like, actually, he did this, and you now see, because I forgot that this was a thing, a floating harp, like I don't know, like an illusory floating harp that plays constant music. That's like there in the bar. And he's like, he did that, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's badass. It's hard to do magic for that, but was he a human?
Yeah, he's a human. And he was supposedly a friend of Lady Illustrial, so that means it can't be all bad.
Yeah. All right. I assume Lady Illustrial was a good person also.
She is, yeah, Lady Illustrial Silverhand. She's kind of a big deal.
Oh, okay. She's still alive. She's
Yeah.
elf.
No, she's a human. But
Oh,
she's been alive for like 700 years, so yeah.
basically an elf then.
Yeah, when you get really entrusted to Mistra, she just does all sorts of good stuff for you.
That's pretty neat. Who owns that tower now?
It's still his.
Oh,
He still like hangs around sometimes when he's not off
okay.
doing stuff.
All right. Maybe we'll go check that out. We're a group of adventurers from a different realm, and so we're trying to find some people to help us save our land. So we were looking for some hero types. That sounds like a good place to start.
I mean, if he's there, sure. I don't know what he's if you could be useful to him on one of his personal quests, I'm sure he'd be all about it. But if you're looking to find she's just like Waterdeep is, maybe 2 days ride west from here. That's like the biggest city in pretty much the whole realm. We're talking
Alright.
millions of people.
That
Millions
sounds
of
like
shops, everything you could possibly think of, it's probably there. You're gonna find some information there. I don't know what. Something.
All right. Well, maybe we'll just pop in at the tower and then head to Waterdeep if that doesn't work out. I really appreciate your time and your expertise on the area and the lore and the knowledge of all of that. So I want to get one more round for me and my friends, and I'm gonna put 3 gold down.
And she's like, wow. All right, they must be pretty nice tippers over where you guys are from.
That's the truth.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Did you perchance ask that wizard's name?
Oh, nope, totally didn't.
Like, might have been Mordenkainen, the one wizard we know might help us figure out what's going on with the balance.
Leomund might help us too.
It's true. I mean, we got better chance of him helping us because he knows us. But all right, let's go check out that fucking tower, man.
Let's go. Well,
Quick.
we should finish our drinks first.
Oh yeah, finish our drinks. Yeah.
Right.
I go ask. What's that wizard's name?
She tells you his name is. Oh, how do you pronounce it? It's stupid. It's Amelior. We'll go with. I'm not going to give you his last name because she doesn't care.
Twice was the name.
Amelior.
Oh, Amelior Amanitas. Amanitas? I don't know. There's a pronunciation guide. I don't like it. So Amelior is his name.
All right.
All right.
Amanitas. Cool.
Yeah. So you guys leave then?
Yeah, let's go to the tower.
Let's go to the tower.
Okay, you guys go to the tower.
As the leader, I go first.
Okay. You go to the tower. And you're there at the tower. There's not a whole lot of town.
All right. Not a whole lot of town.
Well, there isn't an out of order sign, so we should feel free to knock.
Not.
After a few minutes go by, the door swings open and you see a very kind of a sagely graybeardy type wizard guy standing in there.
Oh, there, traveler.
And he's just like,
we're the travelers. We're the travelers. Wildfire.
Yeah, I was letting him know. Oh, there, travelers.
God damn it. Sorry.
And he's just like, can I help you?
Emilio, the wizard, I presume.
Correct.
Hi, I am Cedric the Light. These are my companions, Oz, Wildfire, and Wave. We come from a different realm, seeking help to save the forest that we dwell in. We heard that you were. We do, right?
But we're we're also trying to restore the balance. We're not just trying to save our forest. We're trying to save all realms.
Yeah.
Those are two different things.
Yeah.
Try to save our realm and other realms at the same time. But I
Has
thought if
anything been off balance here?
Wait.
But he's just like, you are throwing a lot at me.
I know,
Who's speaking? Let's get one
Sorry.
point of contact.
Rick, sorry.
no, all right, cool. We came to this realm, Secomber specifically, because that was on our map, seeking heroes from a prophecy which we received yesterday. And
So do you know anything about the balance?
And he's just like, apparently single point of contact isn't a thing where you're from.
Nope.
No.
He says, yes, of course I know of the balance. I'm a studied, learned wizard. Everyone knows of the balance.
Okay. We are on a mission to restore the balance. Any information you can give us would be helpful if you have anything. Because we got this balance prophecy, and then we found a map, and we were told that we could teleport here. So we're thinking there's something here that matters.
And he's just like,
Or we could go to Waterdeep. We were told to
Has
go to
there-
Waterdeep.
Has there been anything happening in this world that seems off balance?
And he's like, well, I haven't seen much, but I pretty much stick to Secomber and the woods nearby, so I've been really heavily investigating. There's some legends about stuff going on there, and I wanted to check it out, but I didn't find anything. I spent like 30 years trying to figure it out.
Oh,
What a
alright.
waste.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, well, you know.
So anything about the balance?
He says that's not really, I mean, I know of it, but there are others who that is what they do. It's not really, he says, and he says they are, you know, I'm not so egotistical to know that there are wizards who significantly outpower myself, and that is something that's on a much higher level than things that I would be dealing with. So, yeah, I mean, Waterdeep. Wow, you said a lot of things. Give me like 3 bullet points. Maybe I can help.
we have a prophecy. We're searching for the heroes from it.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
All right. You being a learned wizard, can you look at this prophecy and see if anybody sticks out to you? And 3, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. But if you have no information, that's fine. We'll just head to Waterdeep and look for stuff there.
And he's like, all right, let me see this prophecy. And you give him the prophecy, and he looks at it, and he says, oh, boy. Well, this is prophecy. Vague and small bits of information. And he says,
We figured out 4 of them.
he says, well, that's off to a great start. The way I count...
Yeah, I'm going to tick off the 4 that we know.
And he says,
Us,
well, I
we'll see
count
all
about
this.
12, I think.
Yep.
So, you know, we're a quarter of the way there.
Yep. A third even.
Third even, yes. Well. There's a couple
We also
questions.
sometimes forget to count wave.
And he's like, there's a couple question marks in there. I don't know if you... Wave's like, what? What are we doing?
Hey, buddy, where's Gorm?
Hi, Wade.
He's just like, what? Oh, no, yeah, I left him.
Okay.
So he's just like, well, he says there are we've had many legendary heroes here throughout the realms, and they cover all manner of things. I don't know. I don't see any of them that jump out to me as specific heroes. That the most legendary are ones that I don't believe fall in this area per se.
Okay.
He says, I mean, I can give you their names if that might help, and he'll list off ones that you guys, the players, all know, like Drizzt and Bruder and Wolfgar and Elminster and, you know, all of the legendary Forgotten Realms heroes that exist that everybody in the whole realm knows because,
Yeah.
you know, Morden, Kanan, and Leomund and all those folks, and Lady Illustrial and the Seven Sisters of Mistra, and, you know, all these people that have, you know...
Family.
What?
That funky wizard family.
Oh, yeah, the
Harples.
Harples of Long Saddle. He's just like, Harples. So, you know, he'll go on to tell you, you know, give you ideas of all of them, and it tells you, you know, they have truly swayed the balance of, you know, of the realms, and have brought down, I mean, in some cases tackled gods, massive dragons, armies of drow elves from the Underdark, and have beaten them all back. So, you know, something like that's like the cream of the crop that everybody knows of, but chances are they're involved in something else, though you could find them. I'm sure they're not hidden. If you head further north to Mithril Hall or Gauntlegrim, or all the way up to 10 Towns, I'm sure you'll find one of them, if not all of them together.
I mean, where we come from, we're more B team heroes, so that seems more our style.
He doesn't laugh, but Ted does. And he's just like, well, I would say once again, Waterdeep is not a bad place to visit. Perhaps you could find someone more akin to someone more with divine, not necessarily someone who a cleric or someone of the divine, but perhaps someone who specializes more in divination magic you may be able to beseech them for assistance. Perhaps they can point you in a direction, something like that.
Shit, my dad!
And he's just like, I'm sorry?
No, my dad's a divination wizard. We just forgot to ask him before we left fucking our continent.
Oh.
Well, you know, them's the breaks.
Yes, they are. All right. Thanks. Thanks for your help. I think we're wasting this gentleman's time, guys. What do you think?
And
I
he's
think
like,
we
I'll come stretch my legs. I'll walk you to the edge of the city. Perhaps you'll think of something you wish to ask me between now and then, and he'll walk with you guys out.
All right.
And as he does, a giant like cavalcade entourage of a seemingly innumerable amount of multicolored cats just sort of follow him.
Oh. Hey, buddy, what's up with the cats?
And he's just like, they're sort of my entourage.
Okay.
All right.
He's like, they just started following me, and I didn't really question it.
All right. I mean, they're making Nibbles a little nervous.
like magic cats.
Sorry, before we leave, do you have any spell books on cheese magic? I have a my buddy Nibbles here is trying to learn more about cheese magic.
And he's like, Tyromancy, I've heard of that. I do not study it myself. It's a specific school of magic. Again, you get all kinds in Waterdeep. Perhaps you'll find it there.
You hear that, Nibbles?
And he's like, I do.
Yeah. How
everything's coming up, Nibbles.
I know.
Maybe this is where I should have been hanging out. Cheese was awesome. I love cheese. I can't believe I lived most of my life as a rat without knowing cheese existed.
Yeah,
The Rat King was awful.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit.
He was the worst.
I'm glad I killed him in this reality.
I'm glad you killed him too.
Yeah.
In this reality.
Old timeline, I don't remember who killed him.
I think Rev. I think
the only one
Rev
who
did.
remembers.
I think actually.
All right, cool.
So does the magic circle for teleportation would that still work? Can we still teleport back to the tower?
Oh, you mean using the rings?
Yeah. No, because there's a teleportation circle on it.
Oh, so right. Using teleportation circle, the spell.
Yes.
Yes, you could. Sure.
All right. Do you still have teleportation circle, the spell?
Yes.
Maybe.
I mean, you might have swapped it out because.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I might have.
I would say it would be a reasonable thing to say, given the fact that you're doing planar travel, that teleportation circle may be something you want to have.
Well, she has teleport now.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
But
Well.
I was a level behind ourselves.
That's fair.
We're
But I mean,
pow-
she can only do one teleport, so teleportation circle is not a bad move either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because can we see Waterdeep from where? From the
Yeah, I
top?
think I got rid of it. But I can next. What is it? When do I can I trade things out? Long rest?
Yeah,
Long rest, you can swap out one spell, but it has to be at the same level. So you couldn't swap out teleport for teleportation circle because they're different level spells.
What level is teleportation circle?
7. Oh, 5?
5, I think.
Yeah.
You can't
Okay.
see Waterdeep from where you're at because basically you will, from your map, you'll see that the road you're on, I think it's the Delambrim or route, will take you to the Tradeway, and that connects at Daggerford before it heads north to get to Waterdeep.
All right. Oh, I forget the wizard's name, but wizard guy.
Sure.
When we get to Waterdeep, where should we? Do you have any suggestion of where to go? I mean, we've been told it's a city of millions and millions of people. We have no idea. We've never been on this coast before, so anywhere you could give us a heads up on who to talk to. Any? Yeah.
He says, he says it's it depends on exactly what you're looking for when you get there. It says there's plenty of temples to a variety of different deities. So I don't know if they're different or the same as yours, but you should be able to find, a variety of both good and questionable deity temples there. There are various. What?
Y'all got Ilmater? Wave says, y'all got Ilmater?
And he's like, yes, we do. In fact, there's actually an Ilmatari temple in Waterdeep. So that may be a place potentially to start. He says they'll also tell you that there are temples to Ogma, Tyr, Tempest, Gon, Selene, Mistra, Sylvanas, Mialiki, Lathander, Sune, and Tymora.
Ooh, Ogma might be a good place to start.
Or Ilmater, because he's a cleric.
Yeah, well, I mean, I meant like for more knowledge-y stuff. Because isn't Ogma the god of knowledge?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, we could go to the Timoran temple first because Tymora, Velgard, etc. But then after that, if that doesn't work out, I think Ogma might be a good temple.
You mean Ilmater, not Tymora?
Yeah, I did. Whatever I meant, that's what I meant.
Oh, whatever you meant's what you meant? Gotcha.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yep, I know that's what you said.
Please, whatever I meant is what I meant.
Obviously. Oh, yeah, is there a place we could rent horses? Do you guys have horses?
They don't have them here, and he's like, but they'll have them in Waterdeep.
Oh, I meant to get to Waterdeep.
Oh, and they're.
What about T-Rexes with carts? Do you have any
he's like, I'm
T-Rex carts?
Sorry?
Triceratops, sorry. Do you have any Triceratops carts?
No, we don't have dinosaurs on this area of the sword, anywhere on the Sword Coast.
There's a river there. Do you guys do boats down to the next town towards Waterdeep?
We'll say sure. They have you can rent a raft and head down the river that way if you guys want to do that.
Oh wait. Before we move any farther, Jake, weren't you contemplating perhaps deattuning to one of your magic items because you're out of attunement slots? And I was thinking about maybe utilizing one if you chose not to.
Now they're moving out of a town into the wild. I think Rick he'll take his helmet. A little bit of steam comes out because the eyes are all red, all off. Just for a second though, to deattune to it, he's gonna throw the butcher's apron on, spend an hour tuning to it, but he's gonna put the helmet back on so that he can see in infrared still. That was a non-attunement thing.
Fine.
We also changed that thing so it didn't work with.
So I would.
You wouldn't be able to use it anyway.
Yeah.
Because it was only for dwarves, that helmet.
Yeah.
So in the wilds, you're keeping the spider climb boots, but not the helmet. So now you're dumb again.
Yeah.
And you lose 4 languages.
As long as I have common and dwarf, I'm okay.
I hope we don't need those languages.
Or they had intelligence.
while traveling and like more susceptible to fights, I will wear the apron. And then if we're in cities and more talking to people and doing smart stuff, I'll be Smart Rick.
There we go.
I don't know why you just don't deattune to the boots.
Yeah.
The boots seem like the easiest one to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the boots.
Could just wear them.
He's used them so much.
I mean, Oz could also use them as the rogue.
Fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna make you give up your thing. It's being a bully. But no, I like your swapping out the loadout thing. It makes sense.
No, I take off the slippers and put the helmet back on to attune.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, I just want to point out that several times Crag offered to like integrate the shoes into the armor, and you're like, no, but they're comfy. So like,
But that would have made the armor an attunement slot.
it would have, yeah.
So then I would be having the same problem, except my armor would be part of it too.
It's true.
I don't know.
That was my thought. Yeah, here, you can use the slippers for now. If I want, I reserve that right.
That's fair. I respect that. So I will spend a minute attuning to these slippers.
Okay.
After Ember, can you oh, sorry, Wildfire, can you
Prestidigitation.
thank you, yeah.
Also, I can polymorph. So if we need something to pull a cart or something,
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can keep that in mind.
Nice, cool.
for travel.
Yeah. Let's keep that in our back pocket. I feel like for now, I guess
Send it out there.
we'll just set out. Thanks for all your help, sir.
And he's like, yeah, well, I wish I could give you more information.
Yeah, well, we'll have to be coming back this way to get our tower back. So we'll let you know.
All right. And you guys leave.
All right, on the road to Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm going to say that the travel is relatively uneventful for the 2 days. And you make your way to Waterdeep. And as you guys are about to enter in to Waterdeep, we are going to take a short break. All right, Internet, we are back. Hi.
What's up?
Everybody re-coffeed and snacked and peed. So you guys are at the gates of Waterdeep, which, as you can see here, there are actually gates to the city. It's a massive.
Oh shit.
The only gate you guys really encountered back home was the entrance into Faerun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you don't know that this is called the City of Splendors, but it is. The population is minimum 2 million people. And it is just massive. And it sprawls out along the water, and there are docks and all sorts of streets all over the place, and you've got houses and things and shops and temples, and it's split up into different wards, and it's wild. It's definitely culture shock for you, because the closest thing you witnessed to this would have been, I guess, Dether.
Okay. Yeah, this is even bigger than Dether.
It is. It's like it could have almost been very similar to Varelia, but you guys never went there, so it's fine. Or the other continents, which you also had no reason to go to. So
I heard Varelia is supposed to be pretty big, so I imagine it's something like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never been there.
Which one's bigger, Dether or Westwick?
Dether, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Dether is at least twice the size of Westwick.
Okay.
And it's
this is
more Westwick is more rural, farmy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more farmy, right?
Like if all of the farmland was also city, then maybe it could rival it, but Dether is primarily, like I said, I think like really big major farm town and then like Gotham City.
Gotcha.
So it's like Ponyville, Gotham City.
Sure, we'll go Ponyville and Gotham City. Yeah, that's a good
Right.
comparison. All right, anyway. So yeah, you guys enter into Waterdeep. There is a check guards at the gate. they kind of assess you. They ask who you are, where you're from, or what your your intentions are in the city. They do like a once over on weapon check and that kind of a thing. What was that, Jake?
Who's the leader?
I think
Oh.
still you.
Still
it's the same
me?
day.
It's the same day.
Same day, yeah.
Oh, no, you said it was a 2-day journey. Sorry.
Hmm.
You again.
Did you lie?
All right.
No. If I was
No.
gonna lie, I would say I'm the leader, obviously.
Yeah. Why would he lie
I
for
thought
me?
it said I was the leader
Oh,
and you changed
Jake,
it
I
to,
need
like,
you to
that's
roll
bad
me a
idea.
D40 if you could.
40. Wow. All right. That is cool. The advantage of being online is you could just literally Google D40 and Google's like, oh shit, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, son, I got you.
What you got?
I got a 32.
Ah, this is a wand that allows the wielder to cast mending.
Oh shit. I break so many things.
There you go.
That's why I learned the spell mending.
Yep.
Cool. After we get our talk down from the guard, I'm gonna ask him directions to the Ilmatarian temple.
All right, he will point you towards the Temple of Ilmater. And he'll gesture. It's in what ward is that? The Castle
Suffering
ward.
I was close.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Castle ward. We'll say.
All right.
All right. Now, Wave, do you want to handle this once we get in there, or would you feel more comfortable if anyone else talked instead?
And he's like, I don't know, man. It's like a new plane, man. Whatever. So, like, nobody knows me here. I could be any wave I want to be, you know?
Do you want to be different?
Nah, it's just like, sometimes you gotta go with the flow, you know?
There it is. All right.
Are you still the ocean in this world?
He was never the ocean.
Oh, he was the ocean, man.
Counterpoint, he was always ocean.
Exactly.
You know what?
He's like, look, man, there's an ocean.
That's a good point.
You know what? Those guys were sons of bitches, but I respect their heist.
Had conviction.
Yeah. And we shit on them a lot, and they were like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I get it.
They took our boat.
They did, but we were not nice about it.
Fair.
That's true.
Oh well.
We could have been better. That was before we have grown and learned as a team since then.
That is true. No
Oh,
one can take that away from
Jake,
us.
what kind of, is it a frozen drink? The chat wants to know.
This is yes, it is a frozen. Well, no, it's a drink with ice in it.
What is it?
So,
The internet wants to know.
a margarita.
That's what I
fucking
figured.
knew it.
It's always, with Jake, more often than not, just guess margarita, and you're usually
I've
right.
seen you, I was watching you drink it this entire time, and I was like, "You drinking a margarita? He's definitely drinking a margarita."
Hope you guys got your free taco, Doritos Locos Taco from Taco Bell today.
I did not. I did not leave the house.
No, it's scary out there. I don't go out much.
No.
Yeah, that's the responsible
At
thing
this
to do.
point.
Anyway, he points you to the Ilmatari temple. I don't remember what it's called, but you guys make it there. Call it the
Cool.
House of Suffering. That sounds
All right.
reasonable.
Oh, that's not bad.
Looks at the sign and is like,
Waves like, ha, suffering.
Yeah, Wave. Yeah.
You're- That's what Ilmater's for.
All right.
That's- yeah, man.
Let's
I
go.
thought we were enduring.
Right, that, whatever.
Little column A, little column B.
And then, then
Um,
some dust blows off and it says like House of Suffering and Endurance underneath. It was just caked over with dust.
Yeah, let's head in, give some offerings, give thanks, because Ilmater brought us to another fucking realm, and then ask around.
All right, you guys go inside. It's a very modest temple, right? It's just like the stonework is like nothing is ornate or intricate. It's very simple wooden pews. Like there's an altar, but it's basically like a box. There's like a candle and like a wooden bowl collection box. It's very simple. You okay over there, Jake?
It's just one candle for the whole temple. It's like these guys are very, very frugal, and I appreciate that.
Uncle put some money into the box.
Smell like magic.
Yeah, it smells like there's magic here. It smells like holy magic, divine magic. Smells like Ilmater is with this place.
I imagine that holy divine magic kind of smells like clean linen.
I like it. I think that Ember's or Wildfire's magic smells like cinnamon.
Oh,
Like Fireball, but that's non-alcoholics call that cinnamon. So, anyway, yes. So, yeah. So you go up there and you can see there are people that very simple kind of plain white kind of tunics, like sweeping the floor, pray in prayer, that kind of a thing.
okay. Oz, you want to take the lead on this?
Sure.
No, Wave's like,
Um,
man, I should do that, right? Like, it's my thing, right?
Hey, buddy, do me a favor. Try and remember where Gorm's at. And then I'm going to go over to
And he's like,
one
whoa,
of
Gorm.
Yeah, I'll go over to one of the brothers and be like, well,
What?
Matt.
Just in case, so he's not an idiot.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Wildfire. I
Oh,
was like, go with them in case.
yeah, that's fair.
Sure.
Well, Matt, brothers, are you guys brothers here?
No,
Is that the
we're
word?
not brothers, but we are brothers.
Yeah, brothers of
Oh,
well
they're
met
brothers?
brothers. Yeah. Praise be to Ilmater, right?
Of course, always.
Always. All right. So we are the members of the Veil Guard. My name's Oz. This is Wildfire. We are you could call us devotees of Ilmater from another land. He gave us this cool tower, and we traveled to this world from our world.
We're
Um,
interdimensional guards.
Yep. So Ilmater gave us this prophecy, and we're looking for some information. Figured we'd stop here first. Praise
Okay.
be, right?
No, yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, it's been a day.
Sure. Well, we'll endure through it. So what can I do for you?
Well, we are looking for champions to join our cause, and we have a prophecy list of people, and we're told to come here by a map. So, and I will show the prophecy paper and be like, the check marks, we've already found these people. Any of these other people ring a bell? I know this is a lot, but we're working with very little information, hoping for a little divine intervention.
And he's like, probably let me go get the boss.
Yes, the boss.
Cool. All right. And he leaves to go in the back.
Tony Danza.
And he comes back out, and there's like a big ass dude. He's huge. This guy. He's hulking. He's covered in hair. And he says, "Hello. What brings you to this temple of Ilmater? I am Boris. Boris the bear."
Boris?
Hey, Boris. Well, we were, and then I say all the things I said to the other guy, but I say it to this guy.
And he says, "That is indeed a lot. Wow.
Yup.
Do you start all conversations with so much information?"
No.
Usually.
No. What? No.
And he's like, "Oi, all right. Wow. Let me read your prophecy." And he will sit down and he'll read through it.
And
you have
again, you know more about the kind of holy lifestyle, etc. I mean, we're just fighters who happen to kind of like join up with Ilmater because of the blue guy, and so yeah, you any help you can give us.
And really Wave's like, ha, yeah.
Ha.
Yeah.
So, in looking at the prophecy, it seems like we might be looking for, within the same realm, the champions of Heart and Stone, lost before their time, and a minstrel from a similar place who maybe penned a rhyme.
Yeah.
So,
Well-
if any of those ring a bell. Maybe this is the right place for all of those.
That makes sense.
Could be.
That seems like a reasonable association. He says, let me see what I can come up with. And he's gonna make a divine intervention check and see if he can praise
Oh.
Ilmater.
Enduring.
So hard.
Boris is a level 13 cleric of Ilmater.
Dope.
Oh boy. Let's go, Boris.
Oh, 97.
Ah.
Well,
Not a
no. And he says,
Shit.
well, shit, that is difficult. It seems this is not something that I'm supposed to be giving you direct information upon. Let me see if I can. Let me read into this a little bit further. Let's see if I recognize any of these individuals.
Cool.
And
I mean, I don't know if this helps or nothing, but we were planning on making a 10 gold donation on our way out.
he's like, that is quite significant. I do feel like you're sort of bribing me when you word it
Definitely.
like that.
Never.
Oh, actually, okay. That comes across. It's my old job. I had to be a little subtle. Sorry, we're gonna make we're gonna make it either way. It's just
Fair enough.
that yeah, workplace hazard. Sometimes coming across kind of shady. You get it.
It happens a lot.
And he says, let me see what spells I can cast today. Let's go over to D&D Beyond and look up some cleric spells.
Because I mean, like,
Ew.
if you can't help us here, we were gonna go to the Temple of Agma next.
And he's like, well, if you are seeking knowledge, Knowledge Temple makes sense.
Yeah, but like also Ilmater brought us here, so we wanted to pay our respects here first.
Also,
Yes.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a place called Yester Hill?
No. Cannot say that I have.
What about Carrick Faerun?
No.
Yeah.
Freaking Tomstead?
I mean,
We can do this all
there?
day, but no.
Oh.
No. How about Secomber?
Yes, it's just up the road.
yeah, we can.
Ah, we got one.
You guys are so weird.
This is interesting. Well, and he will have commune prepared today.
Woo!
So he says, well, it does not seem I can get the most direct guidance, some sort of intervention of a divine essence. I may be able to beseech Ilmater for perhaps 3 questions.
All right.
Simple yes/no question. What would you like me to ask?
Oh fuck, man! I don't know. We gotta find one of 8 people in an entire realm we've never been to. 3 questions is gonna be a hard way to narrow it down.
And he says, I do not need to
Yes,
cast the
no.
spell if you do not wish me to do so.
Oh no, thank you for the offer. I was just kind of just mentally
Mull-
trying to work out the task. Would you mind?
Oh.
Would you mind if we take like 10 minutes? We'll come back. I don't want you to stand here while we're trying to write questions.
Nope, not at all.
All right, thank you so much, Boris Bear.
He's the boy.
Huh.
So,
Jake, what, why were you making waves?
It's just being waved for a second.
Okay, cool. So what are we thinking?
I think that we should ask. I don't know. I'm having a hard time coming up with good questions that might work.
Yeah.
Is one of our one of the heroes? Are
Is-
there heroes from the prophecy in this city?
Okay.
That's one that I was thinking. Like, is there a hero in Waterdeep?
Now, is it only yes/no questions, or is it like simple, like what word answer questions?
it specifically states up to 3 questions that can be answered with a yes or no.
Oh, okay, cool. That is important though. Good to know.
It won't ever lie to you, but you can receive unclear as an answer. And it might, if a yes or no might be like misleading, then it could possibly be a phrase.
Okay.
Is there a hero from the prophecy in the city? Will we find more information at the Temple of Agma?
Are the heroes famous adventurers?
That could be unclear because it's unclear
Yeah.
whether it's all are the all the heroes from the prophecy, are the heroes from this land? And the first answer we might get, like to are there heroes here, might be a no. And then that's why I'm trying to think of other questions that would be useful, even if that answer is a no. Even if they're not in the city, will we get more information from the Temple of Agma?
Okay.
That's my thought process.
Yeah. Those are good. I think we should start with those two, and then we'll save our last one to be kind of shape it around the answer to those first two questions.
That's fair.
All right, sounds good.
That's
Oh,
idea.
Boris.
And he says, "Yes,
Boris.
are you making fun of my accent?"
Oh no, it was that's sorry, where I'm from, that's a sign of respect. Try and assimilate into the culture, become one of the people.
And he's
Roll
like,
the-
yeah, he's like, actually, he doesn't care, and he's like, whatever, adventurers. Yes.
Oh, we got questions ready.
All right, and he will begin casting the spell, and he will look to you for your questions.
All right, the first one is, are there heroes from our prophecy in Waterdeep?
He will ask the question. No.
Will we find useful information about our prophecy at the temple to Agma?
He will tell you potentially.
So there is more information to find. That's good. Okay.
Maybe.
How about we could ask if there's heroes from the prophecy in this realm?
Sure. Are there heroes from our prophecy in this realm?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Boris. Really appreciate it.
Great information, Boris.
Well, glad I could be of some service.
All right. Praise be, Elmater. Here's the 10 gold donation that you were going to get either way. And yeah. Good luck enduring, bruh.
Wave also donates 10 gold.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's like, Ilmater.
Man.
Yeah, sounds
He
about right.
religion also.
What?
While he rolls for religion while he rolled a 14.
Okay.
Right.
For anything, I mean, that's very pat
Right.
to just say you roll for religion for no reason. So
Yeah, he did it.
yep,
Yeah.
I was just that was something.
cool.
Something
All right, cool. Good job,
It's
Wave.
definitely something you would do.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess you guys leave.
Temple of Agma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we pronounce it? What's the right pronunciation?
What?
Do you say the G in Agma, or is it
Yeah,
just
it's Agma. Yeah. Yeah, Agma.
Agma.
Agma?
All right. Yeah, you guys eventually leave, and you head to the Font of Knowledge, also known as the Great Library, the Temple of Agma. Turns out it's actually in the same ward you guys are already in.
Cool.
Shit.
So that works out well. You guys make your way over to the Temple of Agma.
All right.
You're there.
I will go up to a person and be like, hey, we're travelers from very far away looking for really obscure kind of information. Who should we talk to?
And the person will be like, "Oh, I'll go get one of the higher up priests."
Thanks.
They will walk off and go get
How am I
a
doing
priest.
so far, guys?
Oh, great.
Come back. And Wave's like, "It's all good, bro.
All right, thanks. Cool. Sir, we are the Valguard from a far off land called Evrand. What's your name?
His name is Schweppes.
Schweppes. All right.
All right, Schweppes.
I'm Oz Schweppes. So, and then I'm gonna tell him all the things that I told the first guy and the second guy from the last temple.
And he's just like, that's a lot of information.
Yeah. Well, this is a house of knowledge. Figured I'd come with my guns a-blazing if you get it.
Fair. All right. So what do you want to know? What are you trying to figure out exactly? Anything?
Yeah, we have these list of potential heroes, and we know that somewhere in this world there are some of them, and we're trying to narrow down the search.
And he's like, man.
I'm aware of what I'm asking.
All right.
But we were hoping if there was, like, I don't know, some kind of divination wizards or any kind of augmentarians that know their jibber jabber, that they could help us out.
And he's just like, yeah, we can try and figure something out. There's a lot of vaguity to this. It's a very, very vague conversation here.
Yep.
You guys ever do the thing with the maps and the pendulum? Do you guys do that?
He's like, I don't know, what thing are you talking about?
Where you take a pendulum and you hold it over a map, and when the magic points at a place on the map, that's where we're supposed to go.
Oh, is that a spell? Do you know that spell?
No. I just know that it's. I don't know that spell, but I've heard that it could.
Is it a spell? Do you know of that
His
spell?
dad's a wizard.
No.
And he's just like, oh, thanks for that.
I don't know. I've heard that it was a thing. Is it a thing here? I don't know.
And he's like, I don't know of that thing.
Oh, I'm from out of town.
You had mentioned that.
Yeah.
He says, let me see here. Who can cast this spell? Does this help? And he says, well, maybe I'll see if Agma wants to help. And he'll also pray for divine intervention.
If this doesn't work, we'll find a temple of Mistra. It'll work.
And he's just like, nah, Agma's not feeling it today. 36.
Sir.
And he's just like, well, he says, there are spells that can help point you in a general direction of where you want to go. But he says, unfortunately, most of those need to be cast. The person casting it has to, like, I could cast it, but like it'll only point me in the direction. You could follow me, but that won't take us where we need to go.
Oh, what spell's that?
Find the path.
What level spell is that?
6th.
Oh yeah, we don't know that one.
No. And he's like, yeah, it's he said I would need to travel, or whoever cast it, you would need to travel with them. So if I cast it, it would work, but then I would need to go with you, and I obviously have duties here, so I can't just up and do that. So that would be a, if you had someone who could do that, that would be something. I realize it's not super helpful, but it's something you can look into if you're able to hire out services or something for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What temple might be most willing to lose a cleric of some note to do something like that?
I mean, it really.
Would that be like a Mistran thing?
Sure.
I mean, that kind of, to me, sounds like we might have better luck at one of the other triad deities.
Oh yeah.
Like Justice, or what were they with?
He's like Justice
Or
Endurance.
Yeah, the third one. That's the one.
The third one.
Thank you.
Tyr, I think. Righteousness. Yeah, that sounds right. Righteous.
You are the best paladin.
He's like, I'm not even a paladin.
Whatever you are. I don't care. Something with God.
You are the best companion.
He's like,
You're doing great, Wave.
you guys are great. Everybody's great.
All right.
Where's Gorm?
Oh no, we better find Gorm.
He's like, oh shit, all right, yeah. So they tell you, you know, I mean, he'll tell you that it's not just clerics that can cast this spell. He'll tell you that druids and bards can cast it too.
Oh.
So that may be, obviously a temple's a good place to find a cleric.
Right.
But you might be able, if you're, you know, and he looks at your thing and he's like, well, it says on the prophecy there's something about a minstrel. So, like, maybe that could, if you find, I mean, obviously you're trying to still find a needle in a haystack, but if you find that one, that might help point you where you need to go.
Cool. All right. If we just had to ask you randomly, who's the best minstrel in the city? Who would you say off the top of your dome? Don't just do it. Just give us an answer.
Oh, he's just like, man, I don't know. That's tricky, dude. There's a lot of good music.
Have you
Sure.
heard of Chongo?
Ooh.
And he's just like, no, but that's a cool name.
Right?
What do they play?
Oh, he plays the bongos.
Oh, well, that's an opportune name. Chongo, who plays the bongos.
Oh, he'll change your life, bro. You hear those bongos. It sounds like he's just hitting 2. Or it looks like he's just hitting 2, but it sounds like he's got
2
more.
Oh man. Yeah. No, I haven't heard of Chongo, who plays the bongos, but I would like to.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, he said, you know, I don't know, you could try. And he's just like, you might have luck at a Mistran temple. The balance is kind of a overarching magical thing. That might not be a bad place to start.
Okay. Sure. Let's go.
Cool. I'm in for that.
All right. So he's like, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
I donate.
All right. And he's like, wow, thank you for that. You guys are great.
Yeah.
Wherever you're from, super nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. Belgard.
And he's just like, okay.
And then he leaves.
All right, so you guys have to travel to a different ward to find the Mistran temple, but I assume you do so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any bars sound like they have particularly good minstrels along the way? Does anybody with instruments playing in the street seem particularly minstrelly?
There are definitely, I mean, it's Waterdeep. There has to be people in the street. I can't say that there's not. That would just be an outright lie.
Yeah. 6'10" Yuan T with spiky hair?
Just totally hanging out in the street. No, of course not. That would be silly.
Cool.
Let me actually, I have to check one thing. Give me 1 sec. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Keep the chat entertained.
Wait,
Chatter.
guys, what if
Yes?
they're all old characters of ours?
That's what
That's what I was thinking.
Like Champion from a Woodland Realm, Clyde.
Okay, champion Heart and Stone lost before their time. That's Theron and Flint.
Ooh.
Yes.
A minstrel from a similar place who may be penned. I'm thinking, obviously.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Wait, who was that one? Your thing cut out.
Talk about it
Yeah, let's have a.
Be cool. That'll never hear this part.
Totally not after the fact in editing.
No,
Nope.
never.
All right. So, let me see if I have any specific minstrels out in the town. There are people playing music, you know, in the streets and things like that, as there would be in any major city. Are you looking for anybody in particular?
No, just listening out for my favorite.
For your favorite, Rick?
My Rick's favorite. This is how Rick's going up on this prop. I feel.
I see. That sounds like Rick.
Yep.
Okay.
Confident.
Sorry, I'm trying to find something. Yeah, I mean, you hear people playing a variety of different things. There is, you have things like, you hear, there's luthiers playing lutes and things like that. But there's also, there's, weird, synth music coming from, here it is. Yep. There are a whole bunch, there's, some pretty heavy rock music, but it's all happening in your brain. You don't hear it out loud, you hear it in your head. From, this band that's playing in the street, I guess. Why not? And they're it's pretty hard rock music. So that sounds pretty good to you.
Brains?
What's up?
I asked those guys if they felt it in their brains.
Oh, you guys do.
Yeah.
I do.
Don't love it. Don't love it in my brain.
It's not terrible.
I just wish I could turn down the volume in my brain.
Yeah. As you guys start to walk, if you continue to walk away, the volume continues to go down as the further you get away from it.
Oh, that's so cool.
What do they look like, this band?
They are elven.
Do they have a name?
Do you go up and ask them their name?
Yeah, I'll throw a silver in their little busking bucket or whatever they use.
Sure.
Standard operating procedure says bucket for busking. And I'll say, hey, it sounds like it's right up in my cortex. Who are you guys?
They will tell you that they are Scion Maiden.
Oh. Badass name. All right, I'll catch you guys later.
And they're like,
keep on rocking brains.
They do. When you guys walk away and the music gets softer.
All right. I mean, so far, like this world.
Yeah.
Beer was okay.
Well, that one place we went to, I got a strange vibe from.
Oh, the racist place. Yeah. They didn't really like you because they were racist.
Yeah.
You're not sure if that's a thing in this city, but there's just so much melting pot culture here. It's impossible to really. I'm sure, in any major city, you will find people that have that kind of a mentality, but there's just so many people.
Yeah, I just wonder if that's going to be a thing that persists on our travels.
Let's hope not. Ho there, travelers. Am I right?
Not if they racist.
Yeah,
They
true.
get no ho there.
No ho there.
No ho there.
All right.
All right, so you guys make your way to the Mistran Temple in Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you do.
I go up to the first person. Hey, we're new in town, and we have some really obscure fucking questions to ask someone. So if you could direct us to someone who is in charge or has a lot of magic.
Balance.
Yeah. Capital B.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And they will introduce you to, they'll bring out kind of one of the lead priestesses of the temple, and she will introduce herself as Alyssa, priestess of Mistra.
Oh. Hey, Alyssa, priestess of Mistra.
This is the House of Wonder. That's what it's called.
Oh, cool. This is we are the Veilguard. My name's Oz. This is the rest of them.
I'm Wildfire.
Yes, she is. So what do you know? And then I'm gonna tell her the thing I told to the person from the et cetera.
Yeah. And she's like, that is a lot of information.
Yeah, sorry to dump it all in the beginning. I don't usually like to do that, but I got specific questions. I don't want to beat around the bush, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time.
Fair.
So we talked to commune a little bit with Ilmater. They're in the realm. They're not in the city. So we're looking for really any help you can give us. And general directions.
She says, all right, well, Well, let me start by praying to Mistra, see if she can't provide me some insight. And Sean,
Yes?
I would like you to make a roll. You're trying to get a 14 or below.
Ooh.
Mistra. I got a 1.
Hey, give me. I'll be right back. Give me 1 sec.
Fuck yeah.
Guys, I
Yeah.
can't.
Me.
You can't
Oh.
see, can you? Not even a little bit.
Nope.
Yeah.
But like,
I 100% believe in Mistra.
Well,
And-
I believe in the power
double
of those
zero
dice.
1.
Wow.
Those
This
are lucky dice, dude.
Dude, I don't use them for anything else. They're just for
Good.
Mistra.
yeah, you can never use them for
Anything.
the what's the Cthulhu one?
Call of Cthulhu. No, those are not Call of Cthulhu. I would be invincible in Call of Cthulhu.
You would either that or those dice would get ruined by the end of it. Like they would get you through,
Yes.
but you would beat. That would be it.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So I'm thinking that we
Yeah, well-
have obviously while Ted's gone.
Yeah.
We have in order. We got Wave, and then Ember, then Champions of Heart and Stone are there. Oh no. And
Uh-oh, baby's up.
all right. Oh, what's up?
Hi, Wes.
Hey,
Internet Wes.
Hi, Wes.
hey, bud. You can't
Hi.
hear us? Blah, 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 blah,
No,
blah.
he can't hear you.
I can still say curse words then.
Yes. Anyway, sorry. Somebody had a bad dream about
Aw.
a spider, was it, bud? Yeah. So, anyway,
like-
we're gonna have some company here
All
while
right.
we hang
Oh,
out. So
sounds
you got a
good.
1 on your.
Yep.
I hate this. I hate it so much.
You let it happen.
I
You said
did.
that-
I know. So she's like, well, that's interesting. She tells you that there is, I'm gonna have it work as a find the path spell.
Okay.
So it will work. It'll be keyed on Oz, and it basically glowing magical breadcrumbs essentially lead you off in a direction.
Did you do that arrow on
She
the
says,
floor?
No, that would be Our Lady, Mistra, providing you with a divine blessing on your path.
Wow.
Can you guys see that?
I'll say they can, just so that convenience sake. The party can.
Yes.
Wave's like, whoa,
Yeah.
arrow.
All
How's
right.
Vistra?
Thank you, Alyssa, for all of your help. I'll drop 25 gold into the collection plate. Praise Mistra.
And she says,
Guys,
mighty Mistra.
Let's get going. We should probably maybe grab some horses on our way out of town, or ponies, or whatever I fit on.
Yeah, so you
Out of
travel.
town.
You guys follow the arrows, and it actually leads you to a place in the town,
Oh.
to like a really seedy part of Waterdeep, to a tavern.
Ooh. Do I
Right.
notice any Thieves' Cant sign? Actually, I don't know if Thieves' Cant would be the same across dimensions.
We'll say that it is.
Yeah, I'm just keeping my eye out to see if these are my people.
It's you don't see, I mean, it's like there's Thieves' Cant there that basically says like, this is a dive bar, like potential contracts, yada yada yada.
Okay, cool.
So you guys, I assume, go into the bar.
Mm-hmm.
You do, and it is the typical like seedy tavern with a ton of corners for spooky thieves to hide in, that kind of a thing.
Nice, like it.
Okay.
One big chandelier that hangs real low with low flickering candles right in the middle, second story floor. And yeah, you enter into the bar. Hey, buddy. Okay.
Who else is in here with us?
What's up, Jake?
Bar.
Who's in the bar?
Yeah.
All sorts of seedy types. Elves, drow, couple of Goliaths, Dragonborn. He looks like he's forgettable.
Any other tieflings?
Yeah, there's a couple tieflings, mostly red in skin, horns, tails, etc. Wearing like dark black leather robes or leather armor and dual daggers and that kind of a thing.
Mm.
All right.
Seems like you're.
What was the name of this bar?
The Seedy Tap House.
Did the big glowing arrow stop at the door, or is
Yeah,
there
it basically
still-
stopped at the door.
All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna go up to the bar, and start making small talk about the weather. But in that small talk, I'm gonna sneak in thieves' cant and just basically throw in a like, you understand what I'm saying? In thieves' cant.
Yeah, the bartender does seem to understand what you're saying.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna slap down a gold and be like, how many pitchers of beer does this get me?
Oh, I don't know. A gold for pitchers of beer?
Yeah.
I don't know, 5.
All right, I'll take that then, please. Give me 4 and keep the rest.
He says, all right.
All right, and then I'll bring the bar over. All right, so it's a shady place. These are some thief ass kind of people. These are my people.
right,
That's what I got so far.
All right, that's a good start, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys sit down and start drinking, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you do.
As Rick said, prophecy, if it's a prophecy, it'll happen.
That's fair.
Do we overhear anything? Like, are there people talking? Do we?
Oh
overhear
yeah,
anything that might
it's
be
all
useful?
sorts of whispers and conversations, and you guys are there for about a half an hour when you hear from like the upstairs raised voices, and you hear an extremely loud. Oh yeah, glow sticks, huh? You hear an extremely loud, almost like explosion sound, and someone goes flying through the upstairs banister and lands right in like next to your table with a big hole in their chest.
Nope. I look up to see what caused the big hole.
You don't see it, you just see like the upstairs secondary floor.
Oh, okay.
It's busted like railing or something.
Yeah, the railing
What
kind of came through.
look like with the hole in their chest?
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Also, how are people reacting? Like the other people in the bar, like do they take note of it?
They
Is it
look
just,
up
like, a
and then they just
usual
keep
thing?
drinking. Yeah.
All right,
This is an assassin typey bar.
gotcha.
All right, that's not a very good medicine check.
Oh, wait, guidance.
Okay, give me 4.
I gave you 2. I'm sorry.
6.
You never seen anything like this before.
Hole. I take my harpoon
What?
and I shoot it straight up in the air, and then I pull myself up to where
So
that guy.
You see, you come up to eye level to something that sort of looks like a much, much larger version of the wand that Ember or Wildfire has. But there's 2 of them side by side. They're smoking. Smoke is curling out of the end. And there is a guy about 6 foot tall, and it's pointed out in front, kind of like almost right at eye level with you. And he kind of looks at you, and he's kind of like taken aback because that's weird.
Yep.
Random dude just zipping right up. And he
Made of
says,
spikes.
yeah, and he's just like, can I help you?
I'll say, I think you.
Wait, okay, lying down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Jake.
I'll come up and I'll have like my flagon, and it'll be pretty much empty, and I'll be like, I think you spilled my beer.
And he says, "Are we doing this?" And he turns, and you see that his right hand is missing, and in place of his right hand is a strange red square object with a long oval like thing sticking out of it with a chain around it, and he goes like this with his arm, and it begins to, you hear a loud startup sound, and that chain begins to rotate at an exceptionally high speed. It looks remarkably similar in concept to the power hammer that Crag McNuckles had to like make that thing spin fast, and this thing is whirling at a high speed, and he's just like,
Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna say I overheard Rick say that you spilled my drink, and being someone who knows these kind of shady establishments a little better, I'm going to use my boots of spider climb to run up the wall and then bloop, back up to the top of the
I'll just make my way up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it cooler though. I'm gonna get up there and basically be like, "Whoa, sorry, but we're not trying to start anything. Rick, we're not trying to start anything.
it went away, buddy.
And then before I run up, can I do the medicine check? Because Sean has thoughts.
Okay, Sean has thoughts. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Got it.
Lucky. What did you give me for the guidance?
Just one. I'm sorry.
Just one. Well, that is going to be a 12.
You're looking at the person that's on the ground.
Yeah, the one with the big hole.
There is, bless you, buddy. Oh, there is like shrapnel in his chest.
Okay.
And he seems to be pretty. Oh, there you. Pretty messed up. He's dead. This guy is very dead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, we're not trying to start anything, especially when you can cause a hole in us in an instant. You want a beer? We're drinking beer.
Hi there.
And he looks at you, Oz, and he like pulls out a little like the strange silver dual cylindrical weapon. It's a book, silly. And he puts it in a holster on his back, and he pulls out like a pendant from around his neck, and he like it points it towards you, and it's glowing, and he says, "You." He points at you, Oz.
Osborne Greenbottle. You can call me Oz, and I'll hold up my hand for a shake.
And he says,
I don't know this later.
I know you don't, buddy. He says, "What are you?" Yeah. He says, "What are you carrying on you? You guys have some sort of weird mystical thing going on?"
Yes, we very much do have a weird mystical thing going on. Why don't you come downstairs? We'll have a beer.
We'll buy you a drink.
I'll explain what's going on.
And
Let us buy you.
the chainsaw turns off. I mean, the strange cylindrical saw thingy. So yeah, he'll come downstairs and have a drink with you.
All right. I'm gonna explain the whole prophecy thing. Do you have any experience with prophecies, sir?
And he says, "God damn it, so much."
Yeah, because I explained prophecy. Can I ask you, what is with your necklace that seems mad at me for some reason?
And he says, "I don't know. A wizard gave it to me. It doesn't make any sense. Brought me here. I'm looking for something." And then he reads your prophecy and he goes, "Yep, this checks out." And he points to the thing that says, "A champion of the woodland realms who lost a powerful book." And he goes, "That's it. That's where I'm going." And he goes, This elven bitch took my book, and I've been trying to find her for months, and I don't know where she is, but she took it, and I need this book so I can go home."
What was her name?
And he goes, "I don't know. I never got it.
What did she look like?
Some red-haired elven jerk."
Those are the worst kind of elves.
Did she say where she was from?
I don't remember. There? I don't remember. Something like that.
What's your name, pal?
Ash. You can just call me Ash.
All right, cool.
Hi, Ash. Oh my God! Oh, wildfire! Wildfire, Ash! Get it?
No.
Look, me in there.
Fire
He's-
Yeah,
scream,
you're on there
Ash.
too.
I like him.
Oh, man.
All right,
So,
He's fine, I guess.
jerk elf.
yeah.
How do we find her? Or it?
And he goes, well, I knew my pendant was telling me I'd find someone who'd help me find my book. So now he goes, what do you guys know? You guys got this prophecy. Now you at least know who you're looking for. Does that help?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Last I know,
What's up?
she's somewhere. I don't know where she is, but she's here in this world.
She's not there.
I don't know. It never made any sense. Someone was like, she's from there. And I was like, but I'm here. And they're like, yeah, but she was from there, but she's here now. I don't
Where-
know. She took my book. I need my book to go home. I don't know if she still has it. She probably lost it. It says so in your prophecy. I need to find my book.
Fair.
You need to find her. We're doing the same thing. Let's work together.
Cool.
I couldn't have
Sounds like a plan.
said it better myself.
Where
You're
are
on
you
the
from?
team, bud.
He goes, I'm from another. Oh, he goes, that's a long story.
I'm okay, Daddy.
You okay, buddy? That's good. He's like, yeah, it's a long story. I've been doing this world traveling thing more than I want to do. I come from a world where this kind of stuff is normal, and he gestures at the weird double cylindrical wand and the strange device on his arm.
Yeah, man, can I ask you, what is that weird double cylindrical thing?
And he goes, this
Yeah, that.
is my boomstick! And it echoes through the whole thing. And he says, this baby was forged in Grand Rapids, Michigan, cobalt blue steel, a walnut stock, and a hair trigger. S-Smart's top of the line. Shop smart. Shop S-Smart.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's an effective boomstick. What did that guy do? And I point to the dead guy on the floor.
Oh, he said, and then like you see that the guy on the ground starts to like get up, and his eyes are like white over, and he's like, "Ugh," and he's like, hang on,
Okay.
and he just like dismembers this guy, and he goes, all right, what were we saying? What were we talking about?
The guy you just dismembered.
Yeah,
Wow.
listen, he's a deadite. The book that I'm looking for. I don't know how to explain. Hi, buddy.
I did it. I did.
You did?
I did. I forged the Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat it.
Yeah, you beat Darth Vader, huh?
No, I beat the Vader.
Oh, you beat the spider.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
I beat it. Thorn. I throwed it. I beat it. I forged it up, and I showed it outside. Thorn.
That's good.
I feel like Wes is giving away the story.
I beat it.
He is. He is. He knows the
I
whole
was like
story,
this.
so.
I went backwards,
Mhm.
and I closed it, and I forged it up, and I showed outside.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, can I just finish talking to my friends for a few minutes, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna go back up to bed?
Huh?
Okay.
And they'll be hungry.
Yeah, and then you'll be comfy. That'll be good. So he says, yeah, these deadite things, they follow this book all around. I know about the spider, buddy.
Ooh, so if we follow the Deadites, we'll find the book.
In theory.
Theory. All right, let's find
Find the
all right, let's find some Deadites.
Yeah, I mean that
Let's
seems
kill
like
some
it.
people.
That seems like it'll work, and then maybe we'll find your girl.
Yeah.
I'm just
Right.
favorite.
Mhm.
Aside
Here.
to three, but not this
Oh,
guy.
no, I
Mhm.
favors.
Two.
I
Uh,
do.
Like, let him like kill.
I can't hear you.
You can't.
All I hear is Wes. You're cutting out.
How about now?
I can hear. I thought I heard you then.
How about now? All right. I'm gonna whisper to these guys. I'd be like, "Hey, we're not gonna let this guy kill our book girl, right?"
Oh,
no.
no.
No, unless
We
her
need
eyes
her
are
to
all milky
save-
and she's all like crazy.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because it sounds like he's ready to.
Yeah, but if like his main concern seems to be the book, we get him his book back,
Yeah, he's
and then we can take the like he gets his book, he goes home, we get the girl, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page before we got started with this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right, Ash, good to have you on the team.
Well,
Welcome
I'd say,
aboard, sir.
well,
I want Daddy.
yeah, I know you're with me. You see me right there? Yeah. And he says, good. I'm glad to be a part of this. Well, not really, but hopefully we can get this over with and not too many more of these things track us down. I don't know where she is. I haven't been able to find her. So hopefully we can figure this thing out.
All right.
Yeah, we've had some good luck so far, so hopefully that continues.
All right. And with that, we're going to end this episode for tonight.
I'm so excited.
Mhm.
So, thank you all so much for watching tonight. A lot of new folks coming out. Sorry, parenting is what parenting is. Normally, this guy doesn't get up for like another hour if he gets up at all. Somebody woke up early because he's silly. We had a bad dream.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We can't have that.
I have a bad dream of spider.
Bad dream about a spider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same, bro.
Oh,
I hear
it's okay, little guy.
So,
That's
yeah.
dream.
And here's my dog and
Spider
him
go.
away.
Yeah, it went outside, I think.
No good.
But yeah, that's
And I won.
yeah.
I was down here and hanged up and I was in my house.
Okay, let me get a few minutes, okay, bud? We're just gonna round this out. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more D&D streamed content, we'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow night as a player at 8:30 here, 8:30 Eastern here on this channel. The Rod of Seven Parts, episode number 6. All the previous episodes of this and that are available on Nerd Immersion Plays, our gameplay YouTube channel, if you want to catch up on that. Thank you again to Hero Forge for the sponsorship for tonight. And we will pick up next week as the party and Ash head out to try to find some jerky, red-haired elven jerk who stole a book and then lost it because Celine made a really bad joke when I first met her, and it's coming back to bite her 4 years later.
Uh,
I made a bad joke when I first met you. That doesn't sound like
It wasn't a bad... Yeah, it was... What's your character's backstory? Oh, I was with a cabin in the woods and all my friends died and there was a book or something.
Oh my god, that's right!
Yeah, that's why this is happening.
I forgot I did that!
And then Flint and Faerun were like, wait, everybody you were with just died and you left? And you're like, yep, I'm Clyde. Blah, 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 blah.
I had just seen it. I just seen Evil Dead for the first time.
Oh.
And I needed something.
So, we will be back next week, folks. We're going to sign off here. Thank you all so much for watching. See you
Thank
next week.
you.
Bye.